Hello, welcome to Golden Table Tennis, where we talk about table tennis, analyze players, and make match predictions. Lin Yun Ju, a very dangerous Taiwanese table tennis prodigy, has defeated Ma Long, Zhendong, Timo Boll, Ovtcharov, Harimoto, Calderano, and many more big names in table tennis. At the age of 21, he has already won a bronze medal in the World Cup, won a bronze medal in mixed doubles event of the World Championships and Olympic Games. If Harimoto is known as the biggest threat to Chinese players, then Lin Yun Ju could be the second one. However, a Korean player named Lim Jong Hoon was able to defeat Lin Yun Ju in both of their encounters. The first time was in the 2021 World Table Tennis Championships, where Lim Jong Hoon narrowly won in a nail-biting 7-set match after having saved match points. And the other encounter was in the Doha Star Contender 2022. This time was a relatively easier match for Lim Jong Hoon as he defeated Lin Yun Ju 3-1. What is going on? What happened to Lin Yun Ju? Is he not on form? Is his style being studied? Or is that simply that Lim Jong Hoon has the perfect strategy against Lin Yun Ju? A common reason that I heard from fans is that Lin Yun Ju is only good at playing against right-handers, but when it comes to playing against left-handers, he will struggle. Well, I am not going to discuss about this issue as I think it is not the only factor. Let's watch Lin Yun Ju and Lim Jong Hoon matches to find out why he isn't able to defeat Lim Jong Hoon. Before we go into the match, let's recall what is Lin Yun Ju's strengths. Well, if you watch Lin Yun Ju's matches long enough, you know that his backhand is very deadly, especially his banana flick receives. His reaction speed is also very fast and is able to play at lightning speed close to the table. Apart from that, he also has a very deceptive serve. His serves are deceptive because his service motion is very small and subtle. With the same motion, he is able to serve different spins and lengths, which confuses the opponent most of the time. However, Lin Yun Ju also have a very obvious weakness, which is his forehand. His forehand lacks of power and in most cases are not able to kill off his opponent with it. He is also unable to deal with powerful strokes coming into his forehand. And I think another weakness that Lin Yun Ju has is his middle. This is a weakness that I recently found out, and I am sure most of the coaches of the Chinese national team saw it as well, which is his middle. Lin struggles to deal with balls that is played into his middle. He would most of the time end up playing a very passive shot if the ball ends up in that area, which gives a lot of opportunity for his opponents to attack. If I was Lim, I would try to avoid Lin's strengths as much as possible, at the same time try to exploit the weaknesses of Lin. Now, let's watch the match replay and see What has Lim done so well against Lin? Just the start of the match, Lim Jong Hoon is already aiming at the wide forehand of Lin Yun Ju. This shows that he has done his homework against his playstyle. You can see that Lim clearly has a very good game plan against Lin. He plays a few balls into the backhand side of Lin, trying to force him more and more towards the backhand side and then attack the wide forehand area. Although he missed, but you can see that this is an effective strategy. Lin was lucky that the ball missed because his footing was completely lost on the crossover footwork. The backhand flick from Lin Yun Ju is still very deadly. Lim Jong Hoon needs to try to avoid this as much as possible. Lim Jong Hoon targeted the wide forehand of Lin Yun Ju again. Like I said, Lin Yun Ju has weaker footwork and he likes to stand more towards the backhand side to play his backhands. This is why a big area of the table is left unguarded and Lim was able to blast a powerful forehand into that area.
Oh, what a counter! Lim Jong Hoon.
Again, the same area, the wide forehand. Lin Yun Ju stands too much to the backhand side of the table and his footwork is also slow.
Big streak here.
This is also a very smart strategy from Lim. He knows that Lin likes to step around to the forehand side to use his Chiquita. Lim purposely served to that area, knowing that Lin would definitely play the Chiquita. He was well prepared to aggressively attack the wide backhand area left open by Lin. With this, Lim Jong Hoon has narrowed down the margin all the way to 9-8, having trailing by a lot the entire game. Even forced Lin Yun Ju into a timeout earlier in the match. Look at Lim Jong Hoon's strategy. He played a ball into the middle of Lin, forced him to move towards the middle and block passively, then aggressively attack the wide backhand area left open by Lin. This serve is one of the strengths I am talking about. Small and subtle movement. To be honest, I didn't even know Lin was going to serve long because his service action doesn't show any sign. Lin was completely caught off guard as he initially wanted to step into the table. Lin wins the first set narrowly. However, this is where Lim shows us his masterclass on how to beat Lin Yun Ju. Time for game 2. Like I said, Lin Yun Ju has very good and deceptive serves. This serve is a short topspin serve. Lim didn't read the serve well and popped it up high for Lin to finish it off with his forehand.
Right choice for placement for Lin Yun Ju, but the execution didn't work out.
Again, attacking aggressively to the wide backhand after Lin Yun Ju steps around to play his banana flick. Lin Yun Ju really needs to change his strategy a bit.
Good opening.
Again, good try, trying to target Lin Yun Ju's wide forehand, but Lin has injected enough pace off Lim to force him on the back foot. Lim was unable to block the ball comfortably.
The right thing.
As you can see, Lin is not very strong when it comes to the forehand side.
Too much power.
Exactly the same strategy from Lim, purposely serving down the line so Lin will step around to play a flick, but this time it was a slower flick which allowed Lim to rip through into Lin's wide backhand. This is a huge sign that Lin's game is thoroughly being studied.
Opponent tied up at 8 points apiece. They grunt the extra.
Lim also has a very powerful banana flick of his own. Don't think that Lin Yun Ju is the only one who does this technique well.
Left. And the serve take.
Very smart serve from Lim Jong Hoon. He knows Lin would want to step around to use his Chiquita. That is why he served cross-court this time. You can see that Lin was initially trying to step around to the forehand, but at the very last minute adjusted to the backhand side, which led to the error. This is also a sign that Lin Yun Ju doesn't react based on what ball is coming. He just do whatever is according to his strategy. With that, Lim secures the second game. Time for game 3.
It's Lim Jong Hoon with the momentum in the serves.
Smart long serve from Lim Jong Hoon. Perfect strategy against Lin Yun Ju, who always liked to use his Chiquita. You can see Lin Yun Ju really wanted to step in and only last minute reacted, which led to the miscontact.
The attack with that backhand to keep him uncomfortable on the receive.
Just served long on the first point, and he did it again with the second point for an outright winner. I believe the surprise factor for the second long serve is bigger because who would have thought that anybody would dare to serve long twice in a row? Good half-long push from Lim. Lin wanted to attack but changed his mind last minute, which caused a low-quality high push. Lim then played a slower loop to the wide backhand of Lin. Really, once you are able to get used to Lin's Chiquita, you can pretty much destroy his whole game plan. Like I said, the middle is a big weakness for Lin. If the ball is placed there, he would just play a passive block which allow Lim to bomb the next ball and win the point.
2.
What goes around comes around. You can Chiquita, I can do it too.
Very tough.
Amazing serve. Lin Yun Ju completely misread that serve and popped it up high for Lim to deliver the killer shot.
Truly makes it rush towards the back of the table.
Straight into the middle with this banana flick. The middle is really a pain in the ass for Lin Yun Ju. Lim Jong Hoon eventually won the game 11-5. Time for the fourth and final game.
Round 1-2, this is a must-win to send it to the 5th.
Again, straight into the middle with the Chiquita. Lin Yun Ju's backhand is still very deadly. The first backhand rip is what set up all the forehand attacks of Lin. Lim Jong Hoon was forced to block the ball high and slow. Lim Jong Hoon's backhand isn't bad either. Like I said, once you are comfortable with Lin Yun Ju's flick, you can pretty much take control of the rallies.
No one knows what it means.
There is really nothing much Lin Yun Ju can do. Lim Jong Hoon is targeting his middle with conviction. This isn't the first time that Lin used the banana flick receive into the middle of Lin. Lin Yun Ju's banana flick is still very deadly, however, he hasn't had much chance to use it effectively against Lim Jong Hoon today, as Lim knows how to deal with it pretty well. This ball was left a bit high, which is why Lin was able to put more power onto it.
All exciting matches today.
Again with the Chiquita. This time Lin Yun Ju finally changed his placement strategy by hitting it out wide to the forehand of Lim Jong Hoon. Early in the match, most of the Chiquitas was hit to the backhand side of Lim. Again with the Chiquita, but this time Lim Jong Hoon changed the spin of his serves to topspin. 3 Chiquitas in a row. From this, you can really see the lack of variation in Lin's game. Lin Yun Ju really doesn't have much of an advantage in the backhand rally game against Lim. Maybe that is why so many people said that he doesn't play very well against left-handers. Usually playing a backhand stroke cross-court is to the forehand side of a right-hander, but in this case, Lim is also left-handed and that is his backhand side. Lim also targeted the middle of Lin again, and once again, Lin had no answer to it.
Again with the bigger ball, less rotation.
Smart deeper serve from Lim Jong Hoon forced Lin Yun Ju to push the ball instead of flicking it, followed up with a slower flick with side spin which broke the rhythm of Lin Yun Ju. As table tennis evolves, the banana flick is getting more and more common. Lin Yun Ju isn't the only one who can execute this shot well. From the match, you can see that Lim also has a very good banana flick, and Lin Yun Ju is also struggling against it. During the most crucial times, Lin Yun Ju made 2 flick errors which gave 5 match points for Lim.
We'll see if he can come back. Oh.
That backhand attack from Lin is really deadly. Too bad he hadn't had much chances to use it in this match. The last point was once again targeted to the middle of Lin Yun Ju, and Lim Jong Hoon seals the deal 9-11, 11-9, 11-5 and 11-5 against world rank number 6 Lin Yun Ju. To summarize this match, Lim Jong Hoon is a really good player. He has defeated some of the best Chinese players like Xu Xing and Lin Gaoyuan before. In my opinion, he is one of the strongest Korean players at the moment. It is unfair to call this an upset. Lim Jong Hoon's style is very similar to Lin Yun Ju, I would say. Both left-handed and has strong backhand. However, Lim has a much more balance in terms of forehand and backhand, whereas Lin Yun Ju is still too backhand oriented. Lim was well prepared against Lin Yun Ju. He has the perfect strategy against Lin, targeting his middle all the time and was able to deal with his Chiquitas. It has been seen that Lin Yun Ju's backhand is still a force to be reckoned with, but sadly, he didn't have much chance to use his backhand in this match. Lin Yun Ju really needs to add more variation into his game. He can't rely on his backhand all the time. People would continue to study his game. He needs to add other weapons into his arsenal. This is the first time I had done analysis like this. Let me know in the comments section below whether you guys like this kind of content. If you have any more opinions about the match, feel free to discuss below. With that, I would like to conclude today's video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.